What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and in this video, I want to talk to you about finding a girlfriend while in prison. You know, just this topic alone probably brings up some good questions like, why would any woman want to date a guy who's in prison? And why do some women always want to fall for the bad guys anyways? What's she doing with him? That guy ain't got no job, he ain't got no car, he ain't got no credit, he ain't got nothing. And you know, if I was to try to offer up my expert opinion on those questions, I'd have to say that there's definitely some women out there who like what is referred to as the fixer-uppers. Guys who really aren't doing that good, and these women who feel that they can save these guys. They can help them get themselves back on the right track. And God bless their souls for thinking and trying to do just that. It may not make a lot of sense to people who see it from the outside looking in. Hell, it didn't even make sense to me when I was in those exact situations, not having a damn thing that I could offer to somebody, yet still having people who essentially wanted to save me. That boy ain't never gonna amount to nothing, girl. What you doing with old Joe over there? Old Joe, he ain't got no job, he ain't got no car, he ain't got no credit. You know, to tell you the truth, I still pretty much don't have any of those things. But the truth of the matter is that there are certain women out there who are willing to overlook whatever shortcomings, that probably wasn't the best way to put that certain men might bring to the table, such as everything that we've already mentioned, and also the fact that they're locked up. And with all of that, in this video, I'm going to tell you what I have found to be the absolute best way for a guy who's locked up to find love behind bars. And I'm not talking about that kind of love involving no peaches or delicious or punk tattoo guy. Almost thought he was behind me for a second. I swear I'd be having some flashbacks. But not only am I going to pretty much just give you the game for absolutely zip zero, not a dime to the dollar. You're going to get this for free here today. The game is to be sold and not told. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to you right here today. Not only am I going to do that, Cody, this almost sounds like an infomercial. Maybe we should try to link up with Flex Tape.
I saw this boat in half!
But I'm also going to show you a few examples of why this actually works. So real quick, I want to go ahead and throw this in here as well, why I actually decided to do this video. And it was because on Facebook, I received a message from an awesome After Prison Show supporter by the name of Justin Brooks, who wrote me and said, Joe, I'm trying to find my nephew a pen pal. How you go about doing that? I got a wife, so while I was locked up, I never had to do that. But it'd be really cool if we could put his prison profile pic and info on the show. Well, when I received this message from Justin, I responded to him saying, hey, look, this is the best way I have ever found personally to go about trying to find a pen pal. And what exactly that is by posting for this guy a personal ad on Craigslist under a specific section titled Strictly Platonic. I found through all my dealings while locked up, dealing with Craigslist and personal ads, and believe me, I dealt with a lot, not only for myself, but I was doing this for other guys as well, through an actual prison girlfriend that I had myself, who I met, as you might have guessed, through Craigslist. I told Justin that if he posted an ad under this section for his nephew and included a few pics as well, and also a little bit about himself, like what he's doing locked up and the fact that he's potentially and hopefully trying to change his life for the better. Hey, I've made a few mistakes. I'm hoping you're able to overlook that. There is a very high likelihood that he could start receiving mail real soon. And not only receiving mail, but he could also potentially find himself a girlfriend while he's in prison. But I have to assure you, this isn't as easy as just posting an ad on Craigslist, including a couple of mugshot photos of yourself. No, there are some very strategic guidelines that you have to follow to ensure that you have the highest likelihood of success when going about doing this. And you know, these are actually guidelines that I created myself. No bull. While I was locked up, I was doing so good with this myself, not only for me, but also for the other guys who were bringing me $5 and $10 a person to do this for them as well, that I was seriously contemplating writing a book about this. How to find a girlfriend anywhere. Hell, if I can find a girl locked up, how in the hell can you not find you a girl out there in the free world? I mean, maybe back then I had these grand illusions that this could work for pretty much anybody. But back while I was doing this, while again, myself, I'm locked up, I was seeing like a 93% success rate. There were some guys who would pay me to do this that I would look at their photo. Good God, that's the best you could do. That's the best and then add with that photo the absolute absurdity of what they wrote for their ad. I used to be an astronaut and I worked for NASA. I actually was the first man to go to the moon. I circled it, came back, fell on hard times. Now I'm locked up. Could you give me a chance to write me a letter? I mean, that might be just a little bit of a stretch, but I gotta tell you, I certainly was reading some crazy ads that guys were trying to get me to get posted for them on Craigslist. So it is because of all of that, crazy pictures, crazy ads, that it was only about a 95% success rate. But getting back on track, let's talk about these strategic guidelines that I put in place and would tell guys these were the things they needed to do to ensure that they would have the highest likelihood of success while choosing to use Old Joe, Cupid Joe's Pen Pal Love Services at your service. Cody, we're probably gonna have to really work on that infomercial pitch. Hell, we could probably take a few pointers from Flex Tape.
I saw this boat in half.
And don't ask me why I keep mentioning Flex Tape. I don't know. This is not a sponsored video by Flex Tape. God, I wish it was. That guy's probably a gazillionaire. I don't know. Maybe I saw that commercial recently. But what I would tell guys that they needed to do was, one, I need pictures with your ad. An ad with pictures is always going to do better than an ad without pictures. And don't be bringing me your prison ID or your armband. I don't want the picture from that prison bracelet. Spend $2, buy you a picture ticket from commissary, and then go down to Picture Project and somehow try to take a picture of yourself that does not look like a prison picture. You know, like where you see guys all kneel down, they're all like, trying to look like stone cold savages, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why every guy who tries to take a picture while in prison wants to look like they're the meanest, toughest guy in the world. I told these guys, I said, when you go to Picture Project and you take this picture, try to take a picture where you're smiling. Try to look like you're some sort of a decent human being, even if you're not. I don't know what you're in here locked up for, and I really want to look you up because I'm highly suspicious of you anyways. But go down to Picture Project and take a picture where you're smiling. And you know, I can't emphasize to you enough of just how hard that is to do. Because when you go down to Picture Project, you've got all of these other guys who are waiting right there, waiting to take their pictures. And they're looking at you taking your pictures. They might be back there doing 1 million push-ups, trying to look like the biggest, toughest guy in the world. They might have snuck down a bottle of baby oil. Don't ask me how they got that bottle of baby oil down there, greasing up their body like they're on the WWE, about to come out to some fireworks like Ric Flair. Woo! I'm sorry, I was just thinking back to all of the crazy times that I was in Picture Project myself, trying to take a halfway decent picture of me. And all these guys in the background are like, damn, Joe, why you looking like that? What you having to say? Should we take a pictures, man? Why ain't you do your push-ups? Why ain't you got the baby oil all over your body? It's really not hard to understand why I have PTSD and also anxiety. Now, once guys would take a relatively decent picture where they don't look homicidal, I would then tell these guys that they needed to write up their ads. And while doing so, make sure that you tell anybody who might stumble upon your ad who you are. I'm such and such age, such and such height, such and such build. And most every single guy said that they were built like a superhero. Hell, I even did it myself. I'm built like Hercules, girl. Right me. Right now. Also, talk a little bit about what your current situation is and what you're trying to do. This was the most important part. What you are trying to do in an effort to better your damn life. And I'm telling you, guys who followed this to the strategic guidelines T, they had success with this. I'm not sitting here trying to brag or boast, but I did learn throughout the time that I was serving, especially when I got into this whole Casanova Cupid love connection hustle that I had. I certainly learned a lot about what worked and what would not. What? Oh my God, that's the best you can do in Picture Project, man. You looking like a smurf. Try really hard to not look like a smurf while taking a picture for a Craigslist personal ad. But now that I've told you all about how to have the best possible luck finding a girlfriend while locked up in prison, I'm going to go ahead and show you now a few examples of why this actually works. And what I'm going to use for these examples are other Craigslist personal ads that I have found that are absolutely the worst. Now, real quick, while I was looking for ads to include as examples for all of this, I was looking for prison ads. However, I didn't find any, which tells me that this is an absolutely untapped source of unlimited potential. Untapped. My sense of humor is pretty juvenile. But though I didn't find any prison ads, I did find quite a few ads that were absolutely horrible. And the reason why this is a good thing is because if you do post a personal ad exactly the way that I told you, to the strategic guideline T, you're gonna have you some success, especially when you're amongst so much other garbage. So with all of that, let's go ahead and look at this first ad where I swear I just found Jody. Military wives experiencing deployment blues. What you mean military wives experiencing deployment blues? I mean, this could be for a guy who's locked up's girlfriend as well. Deployment blues? What kind of gibberish you talking here? Are you experiencing the deployment blues? Need to scratch that itch? We gotta find this guy. I wanna include this guy's email address and we need to spam this guy because he's a home wrecker. That's what this guy's trying to do. He is legit trying to demolish homes. This guy's got him a wrecking ball and I ain't talking about no Miley Cyrus neither. Retired Navy looking to help. Send the kids off to school. Let me know and I'll show up with my handyman bag like I'm there to fix something and then you show me what really needs to be fixed. I'm legitimately at a loss for words right now. This is breaking my heart because right now I'm thinking, it's what? It's 10:40 in the morning. Is this retired Navy handyman fixing something that really don't need to be fixed right now while some guy's having him some deployment blues? I can't even talk. Says he'll show up and fix something that needs to be fixed. Wink, wink. Good God, I don't like this guy even more. Even more now that he included that wink, wink. Because I know what he means. Very professional and totally discreet. MWM, what does that mean? MWM, mature white male. He's an old man too. He's a dirty old man. Let's move on to one that's completely... Yeah, I know that was pretty stupid. Completely out of left field. Do you like to write? Man for woman. Got a little picture of a typewriter right here. When I saw this ad, I thought this was gonna be the one ad that I found that was from a guy who was locked up. And I was almost a little impressed seeing that the picture included was a typewriter. It also made me wonder why this guy didn't want to include a picture of himself and instead included a picture of a typewriter. I wonder how many people are gonna pick up on the fact that I'm saying typewriter. Do you like to write? Published author. Would like to find a woman who likes to write, is articulate, intelligent, and imaginative. Good God, you sound so distinguished. I feel like I'm out of place wearing this shirt right here that says it feels good to be a gangster. Emails, work on stories together, and friendship are my goals. Really? Those are your goals? Emails, work on stories together, and friendships? I'm quite sure you probably got you some deeper goals than something dealing with that typewriter right there. And how you gonna email from a typewriter anyway? You should have included a picture of a computer. Talking about you want somebody articulate and intelligent. That's not very intelligent, if you ask me. Must use spell check and know how to use punctuation and grammar correctly. What, you some kind of grammar? Put the title of the last book you read in the subject line or be ignored. Good God, what the... This guy just said he gonna ignore me if I don't put a book in the subject line. I read this book. I mean, well, technically I didn't read it because there's no words in it. Cabin porn. I'm married, so if that's a problem, then move on. My God, this man's got some demands. And he's cheating on his wife with a book. Prison pen pal ads on Craigslist. This is why they work. Now, of course, I'm saving the best for last, but let's move on to one that I really thought was going to have some success. It says, let's meet for coffee sometime. And when I opened this ad up, the first thing that I saw was this very inviting photo of this guy. Doesn't look like too bad of a guy. Doesn't really look like he could be the Craigslist killer, but you never know. It's going to be Friday. Let's not meet for a beer or as such. Oh, you trying to be articulate and intelligent. Let's not meet for a beer or as such? What in the does that mean? I'm really confused as to why you had to include that extra. Let's not meet for a beer or as such. You could have just said, it's gonna be Friday, let's not meet for a beer. The title of your post says, let's meet for coffee sometime. I got it all right there. I didn't need the or as such because now that you've included that, I'm suspicious. I'm 37, divorced, and no kids. See, right here, you're doing good. You've included a little bit of information about yourself. You're not married and cheating on your wife, at least so you say you're not. You don't have any kids, and you're 37, and you look like a relatively clean-cut guy. And you're only trying to go get a coffee, not a beer, or as such. Again, this was an ad that I saw that I thought was going to do really well. I wanted to include this ad with this video so that I could say, see, you want to kind of do something like this. But this is Craigslist we're talking about, so of course I would stumble across another ad from this same exact guy. My bed tonight. What the f happened to coffee? How we go from coffee to your bed? Need to get out some stress or get some physical release. I wonder where she's gonna get that from as she's trying to struggle to get out of your car. I can't include that. I can't. With a good looking guy. Reply here. Yep, you're that guy that I saw in that Lifetime movie about that Craigslist guy that was doing bad things. I legit had about every single ad that was posted under the Strictly Platonic section on Craigslist. However, we're not going to use every single one of them for this video, and we're going to go ahead right now and skip to the absolute best one that I saw. We're saving the absolute best, or in this case, the worst, for last. Marry me and go to Cali. Say no more. Where do I reply so I can go ahead and do this? Because I'm ready to get married and go to California right now. Now you would think that by posting such a forward ad, marry me and go to Cali right now, you would think that by doing this, you would definitely include some photos of yourself. Because any woman stumbling upon this ad, she's definitely going to want to see what you look like before she dives head first into the shallow end of the pool with you. You would think you would include some photos of yourself. However, that's not what this guy did at all. Instead, he included what he says, or as such, are photos of his house and his cars. So in this first photo right here, I'm guessing that this house, it must be on Zillow somewhere in California. Maybe it's not even in California. The second photo is allegedly of the interior of this house. I'm sure he got all of these photos from like Shutterstock somewhere. And the third photo, which is the absolute creme de la creme, this is by far what makes this ad so damn priceless. Because it's in this third photo that he says these are pictures of his cars. This looks absolutely legit. I just gotta say right now, I'm ready to respond to this ad and ask if I can get married to him. He's got a Cadillac CTS and a Maserati. What kind of Maserati is that anyway? Let's go ahead and read this guy's ad and just see what kind of details he's offering up about these materialistic things that he has that I'm sure he's thinking that some woman's gonna see this ad, see that this is his Shutterstocked house and interior of that house, and also his Cadillac and Maserati. And she's just gonna be like, where the ring and the plane ticket at right now. But this guy's ad says, both of my cars and my house, my Cadillac CTS Coupe 2011. I don't know if I can go for a 2011. I was good with the house and the interior, but you saying that CTS is a 2011? That car a little old for me right there. But what's the other car? You got you a Maserati 2017. I think I legit just found the same exact photo of this car in this ad on Google search. I just typed in Maserati 2017. I gave Google the exact specifications of this car that this guy gave me in this ad. And I'm quite sure that this is the same exact image I'm looking at. This right here on this ad. But again, this ad says both of my cars and my house, my Cadillac CTS Coupe 2011, and your Maserati 2017, age 35, race black, education, 2 master's degrees, information systems, and cybersecurity. This guy is probably a hacker. And it also says, please read carefully. Good God, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. What is the rest of this ad gonna be talking about? Must be willing to relocate to Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles now! And it's all capitals with a lot of exclamations. I just feel like this guy slapped me in my face as he said the word now. I'm coming to Los Angeles right now. Don't hit me again. Don't write it in all caps with a bunch of exclamation marks again. I can't. This guy's committing spousal abuse with cap locks. Retired Navy, hobbies, video games and reading, fun beach, spa, resorts. Woo, we're gonna be living a life of luxury with this guy. Do not contact me unless you can still have kids. Good God, this guy got some demands. But that house that he photoshopped from Zillow and that 2011 Cadillac CTS, it might just be worth it. My interests include women who can be faithful and are family oriented. You must be able to have kids or please do not contact me. It also goes on to say, why am I single? And that is a question that I don't know the answer to. I mean, you got a Cadillac, a 2011, you got a 2017 Maserati, you got you a house that you got from Zillow. I can't honestly fathom for the life of me why you would be single. But I can tell you that it's because of ads just like this one and all the others that we've talked about here used as examples. This is why it's pretty easy for guys to find them a girlfriend while in prison using Craigslist. And also, the strategic guideline that I put in place, it really does work. Not for everybody, but I can guarantee you it's got about a 95% success rate. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!